So today I'm testing the 2023 Fat Boy. Roll the intro. Hi and welcome to another video, and today I'm test riding the iconic Harley Davidson Fat Boy. This is the 2023 model in a blue colour. I'll post the details, I'll write the details of the actual bike up here. I haven't got any of the specs, it's just my bike's being serviced, and I thought I'd take this out for a test ride and tell you all about it. So yeah, first impressions regarding comfort. Yeah, it's really comfortable. It's like you're sitting in an armchair. Although the bars aren't high, they're swept back at you nicely, swept back to you nicely. And I'm only short at 5'6", and I don't feel like I'm leaning forward at all. These floorboards, I've got the Kiriakin mini boards on my Sport Glide, and I find them really comfortable. However, now I've got the full size ones here, I've got to say they give you a lot more support for your legs. You can put them in so many different positions, and you can either give a real bend in your knee, or you can stretch them out. What I'm finding is the gear position and the rear brake are just a little bit alien for me, but that's just getting used to, because on my mini boards they're obviously right at the end of the floorboard, where on this they're not there. As you can see, they are positioned over the floorboard. That's really nice. Now with this big rear tyre, I don't know what the handling's going to be like going around corners. Just these sweeping corners are absolutely fine, but now I'm going to go around this quite big roundabout, so we'll see how it is getting around corners on this. It's easy. Yeah, it's nice and easy. You can really sort of lean this over, which is impressive. Yeah, I can't complain about that. So yeah, this is obviously the iconic Harley Davidson, going back to Terminator days with Arnold Schwarzenegger riding this in the film. And it's just an iconic stance. It's a typical muscle cruiser stance, with a big wide tank. Handlebars are quite wide, but not uncomfortably wide, as I say. As I keep saying, I'm not the biggest guy in the world, but these, yeah, they just feel right for this bike, for the stance of the bike. Mirrors are good. Because of the wide bars, I can easily see behind me on the bars. And yeah, I think it's got a 114 engine, this particular model, 2023. I haven't ridden many 114s. I've ridden obviously my 107 with a stage 2. I've ridden the Lowrider S, which had the 114 in it at the time, and then I've ridden a Lowrider ST 2023 and the Breakout 2023, both which had the 117, which was, yeah, absolutely it's a mental engine. But this is the 114, and as I say, I'm going to open it up in a little bit. Let's see what it's got, how much difference you can notice from the 114 to the 107. But going back to style wise, it's really imposing with these big forks and the massive shroud around the headlight. It really is a beast of a bike to look at. But from so far, it's a It's easy to handle, really quite comfortable actually. So my idea is to try out all the soft tails, because being a short arse and riding mainly in the UK, I don't need the big touring bagger bikes. One, I think the weight is just too much for me, and two, you'd never really get to use it around our roads. They're not really, I don't think they're really designed for it. However, saying that, there's plenty of guys in the chapter who've got the touring bikes and they seem to manage very well. But they live down here on the south coast where the roads are a little bit better. I live in London, and the roads there are quite narrow. Speed limits of 20 or 30 miles an hour. So realistically, the use I would get out of it is not worth the outlay. So I'm ploughing my way through all the soft tails to see what, in my opinion, is the best option. Now, obviously, I love my Sport Glide, and I'll never get rid of it. But running them a close second is Lowrider ST, which I absolutely loved. On my test ride, you can see that, and if you look through my channel on my videos. And the Breakout. The Breakout is just typically Harley Davidson. Absolutely love that bike, but I could never justify spending that sort of money on something which is basically just a poser's bike, with, for me, practically very little compared to the Lowrider ST or the Sport Glide. But this is really nice. I really like this. So if we open it up, so it's got, yeah, plenty of power here, more than enough power, and it's certainly got more pep than the 107, that's without a doubt. The ride is nice and comfortable, and it's more than enough power, absolutely more than enough power sitting on this bike. And going around these bends, easy. It really handles well, considering the stance of the bike and the fat rear wheel and the fat front wheel. It handles really well. People that say Harleys don't handle well, obviously they're not sport bike handling, but for what they are and what they're designed for, the handling is, yeah, I could never criticise them. I think they're really good. These sweeping corners, as I say, they're absolute breeze on this bike. And to say, there's nothing about the specs or anything on this bike, because you can just easily look them up on the Harley Davidson website, but it has got cruise control, which is a must. I think, having toured through Spain on the Sport Glide, I was constantly using the cruise control on that long journey, and it certainly saves your throttle hand. But this is a joy. Just these foot controls need to take a bit of getting used to where they are. but that's the same with any bike that you get on. But the handling is brilliant. I'm really shocked with the handling on this bike. As I say, I thought it would be a bit of a beast to get round corners, and I thought the same with the breakout, and that was the handling on that for the type of bike it was. Again, it's brilliant. But yeah, they really surprised me. As I say, having this is my first, the Sport Glider is my first ever Harley Davidson. I just thought, oh, they're going to be big, heavy, they're not going to be manageable, but as soon as you get on them, they're such a blast to ride. They really are. And a big shout out to Sykes at Harley Davidson down in Sussex, who have lent me this bike to go out on a test ride, to tell you guys all about it. Absolutely fantastic dealer. I know so many people that go past one or two other dealers on the way just to go to these guys, because they take an interest in you, they don't rip you off, and they do the best they possibly can for you, which is all the way it should be, really. You're buying a premium product. You want to be treated like you're not just some cash cow, which a lot of the other dealers treat you like. They just want your money, and customer service is secondary consideration, really. But these guys, they say, if you need anything Harley Davidson related, new, used, service, parts, I cannot recommend these guys enough. Any of the guys in the sales department, but I normally deal with Craig Latta or Craig Noir. Absolutely fantastic, top guys. Anybody in the service department, Josh O'Donnell and Gary for the parts, yeah, top people. So yeah, I'd highly recommend it. Anywhere in England, go and see these guys, or pick up the phone to these guys, and they will help you out. So I'm just going to stop off here and do a quick walk around of the bike for you guys to see, and give you my impressions of how the bike looks. So here we are. So the 2023 Fat Boy. As you can see, it is a beast of a machine from the front. It's really imposing with those fork shrouds and that fat front wheel. And the bars, as I say, not tall, but they just sweep back to you just perfectly. And say, and I'm 5'6", and they just work perfectly for me. If we go round, you've got the iconic wheels. Now they're normally solid, or they were solid in previous models, but obviously what we've gone down there, they've got the little grooves in them. You've got the big full-size floorboards, adjustable suspension, so you can adjust your suspension. I didn't adjust that before I got on, and it's set on 1.5, and I would think for me it's probably 1 would probably be better. But the 2x2 chrome, and I think that looks really cool. So yeah, it's all chromed out and just classic looking, absolutely classic looking, beautiful looking bike. So if we go round, it's equipped to say for the passenger, so you've got the passenger rear passenger seat with the foot pegs, and we come round to the back and you've got that fat rear tyre with the indicators coming off at the side. So yeah, I think it looks really nice, and if you see the profile of the bike, you see why it's called Fat Boy. It's got that really fat front end, and it slims down, so it's very much like the Slim, the old-fashioned Slim, which has now been discontinued. And we come round to the other side, and we just got the usual derby cover, the derby cover, and yeah, chrome belt cover, really nice. And I love the badge. The badging on it is so classic, harping back to the 60s and 70s, I think. But yeah, really cool, and such a low seat height. As I say, I'm 5'6", and I can easily flat foot on both sides. So yeah, it's absolutely perfect. Let's just turn it on and let's just see manoeuvrability, because again, I'm not sure on the weight. I'll put it up on the weight of the bike, but as with all Harley Davidsons, you've got to find neutral. It's not the easiest thing in the world. So let's put this, but as you can see, it's light enough for you to easily manoeuvre. So yeah, really like this. But then I say that again about every Harley Davidson I get on. Yeah. That's just my problem. If I won the lottery, I think I would own every Softail that I've ridden. It's just I love them, absolutely love them. So I'm a little bit biased. But if you've never ridden a Harley Davidson and you're thinking about one, honestly, go to your Harley Davidson dealership and try them out, because they are an experience. They're like no other bike, and I would highly recommend you try these out. So how does this bike compare against the other Softails? That's a difficult one, because they've all got their pros and cons. If I had my money again, would I not buy the Sport Glide, and would I buy one other Softail? Possibly. Possibly. However, I do love the flexibility and adaptability of the Sport Glide, so I'm not sure. The only other bike that offers that adaptability is the Lowrider ST, but that's another £4,000 more. So yeah, I don't know. But the thing with the Lowrider ST is you wouldn't need to do anything to it for power wise. Just maybe change the exhaust and give it a tune, and that would be it. The breakout, if I had all the money in the world, I'd definitely have that as a second bike. And this, I think this is in line with the breakout, to be fair. It's very similar handling, I find, but it's a little bit more, I don't know, classic, where the breakout is more custom looking bike, and it's a scream at me, screams look at me, look at me, where this is, I think, yeah, just more classic, but a fantastic bike all the same. So yeah, so Sport Glide, for my preference, I would have Sport Glide or Lowrider ST as my main bike. If I had the money as a second bike, I would have either the Fat Boy or the Breakout. They're on par for me, and Lowrider S is at the bottom of my list so far. So I've still got to test ride the Fat Bob, the Street Bob and the Heritage, but they don't have any Heritages in as a demo bike, so it's not something I can bring you at the moment. Hopefully they'll bring one in, or have one second hand that I can look at in the near future, but at the moment they're not available. But I'm going to try and get out on the Fat Bob and the Street Bob very soon, so stick around for those test rides. So that's really it, a sum up of my first experience of the Fat Boy. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please press like and hit that subscribe button. That will really help out my channel, and hit that notification bell. I really do appreciate you sticking around and watching this video, taking the time out of your day. It is really appreciated. So I can't thank you guys enough. Please stick around and keep watching my channel. There's plenty more content coming up on Harley Davidson, gear reviews, gadget reviews, initial impressions and everything. So yeah, really appreciate it. And here we are back at Sykes Harley Davidson. As I say, big shout out to those guys. Please come down and visit them, you won't be disappointed. But that's it for today. I just want to say thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you again soon, but in the meantime, ride safe, stay safe, and I will catch you next time.